What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sinister-Cast. And in today's episode, I kind of wanted to address a question, which is metal music dying? This is a question that not only have I been asked, but it's a question I've even thought to myself from time to time. It's just, with the surgence of, hip hop and pop music and all this new electronic music and stuff, it feels like metal kind of got pushed more underground, if that makes any sense. Like me, I think I've told you guys in many videos that I'm an old school metal guy. I like old 70s through 90s ish metal music, Metallica, Anthrax, Dream Theater, the list goes on. But new metal and stuff to me isn't any good. I shouldn't say any good because there's probably some that might be okay. I just kind of assume they're bad because they're new. But there's a stereotype that goes with new metal, and I'm not a big fan of new metal or anything. And I kind of feel like metal, like I said, has gotten kind of pushed under the rug. And it's an interesting thing to kind of see because there's still pockets, huge pockets, be it like ginormous pockets of people who still listen to metal music, people who play metal music and just live the metal life. And they're going to keep doing that. Like for example, like my father, he's a metalhead. He's been a metalhead since he was very young. He's the one who basically turned me on to being a metalhead, and I think that the act of passing that on is gonna kind of keep that fire burning. But on top of that, I think through the 2000s ish until now, metal kind of took a dip. But I think with a lot of just different things going on, especially with YouTube, where you got people like me who are metalheads that come out and try to produce content, like heavy metal content for people, for the masses to consume. I think that also kind of keeps it alive. And you've got a lot of big channels that are metal guitar channels, metal drum channels, just metal channels in general, and they're promoting this genre of music to a large amount of people. And you got people like some of the people that I like a lot. You've got Stevie T. He does a lot of metal stuff. Great guitar player. You got Rob Scallon. He's someone you should definitely look up if you don't know who he is. Big metal guy. You got Leo from Frog Leap Studios, which is a big influence for me. I love what he does. He's one of my favorite YouTubers on the platform. And he's a big inspiration in terms of what I try to do with my channel. And, you've got big names like them that have millions of subscribers and they are producing metal. Now, I'm someone that kind of believes that trends happen in cycles and there's some history to back that up. So I feel like metal had its time in the 80s, 90s, and maybe early 2000s, right? Which is still a pretty long time. And I think it's kind of in a low spot right now, but I think eventually it's going to kind of resurge and it's going to be like the 80s again, And I think that goes for, clothing styles, just anything. Trends happen in cycles and it's just kind of like a big circle. So is metal really dying? I think for the time right now, it's laying low. I don't think it's in danger of going extinct or just completely being wiped out or anything. Because, sure, pop music and new electronic music is huge, but you've got die-hard metal fans, and the metal community is such a tightly knit, strong community, and the bonds in those communities are just insane. So I don't think that there's going to be kind of a dispersion of the genre. And I feel like that's something that could happen with new music, because what happens is you get people who are just into the newest thing, and they jump from one thing to another to the next thing to the next thing just based on what's cool and what's trendy. And so with that, they don't form any type of bonds. They don't make connections. It's just following the trends. And I feel like that kind of makes that genre, like pop and hip hop and stuff, weaker in terms of stability. And in terms of metal and stuff, you've got, fans who have been listening to metal for decades, like my father, who, are still metalheads. They jam out to it all the time. They keep it alive. They buy new music. They order CDs if that's their thing, or, people like me who are still somewhat of a part of the younger generation who listens to old school stuff and writes metal music and tries to produce metal content. And it's just those bonds, like I said, are really strong. So it's less likely to fizzle out. And I'm not saying that there's not any strong connections with pop music and the fans, because I'm sure there definitely is. And, and like the one person I can think of is probably the one that everybody hates, Justin Bieber. He had a lot of diehard fans, and they just, even like One Direction, they had diehard fans. Even though I don't know a goddamn thing about really either of them, they had a lot of diehard fans, a lot of young girls and stuff that were really into them. And I think just based on people that I know and people that I've interacted with through school and stuff, I know there's people that still listen to those bands because they like them, and it's not just a trendy thing. Because I don't think Justin Bieber or One Direction are still like the trendy thing to listen to, unless I'm completely mistaken. Which I could most definitely be, because that realm of music is just, I'm so ignorant to that side of music, I don't even try. So, I'm just saying, it's possible that there's some strong bonds, but I feel like the metal and rock community is essentially a really strong community. So, and I think that's going to be the cradle that keeps metal music alive. And eventually, when those weaker bonded genres like pop and whatever else fizzle out, then that leaves an open space for metal music to rise back up on top. I don't know when it's going to happen. I can't, that's not something that you can easily predict, but I feel like it's going to happen at some point. Like I said, I don't know when. It's unbeknownst to me, but it's going to happen. It'll happen. And that's going to be cool, because I guarantee it'll happen in my lifetime. I'm 21 years old. I've got at least 50, 60 years at the least left of my life. And I like to think that metal's going to be the top dog again at some point in my life. I mean, that could be like way at the end when I'm like 75 years old and all of a sudden metal music is back on top, and I'll be the old freaking geezer sitting in the back corner of a retirement home just like jamming out to Metallica and Slayer and Megadeth. I'll be that guy. But then I'll be happy knowing that I was right and that metal music is back on top again. So, it's an interesting question. You could go into a bunch of different rabbit holes with this whole concept, but it was a question I had in my mind, and it's something that's been bugging me for a while. I wanted to bring it up to you guys just to kind of give you a taste of what my opinion is on that and what I think is going on. But if you have some other kind of opinion, just let me know. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this question. You might be able to relate with me. You might think I'm completely wrong, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to hate you if you think I'm wrong. Just let me know, because I definitely really want to hear what you guys have to say about this stuff. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think. Get ready for some cool content coming out soon. I'm working on some new stuff now that I've somewhat got a upload schedule set up for myself that I'm going to try to stick to. And I've got a lot of cool ideas ready to come your way. So stay tuned for that. And if you're new here, make sure to check out a lot of my other videos. They're really great. You know, keep up, watch my stuff, share it with your friends, all that fun stuff. So, thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And until next time, I will see you in the next video.